My most awkward interaction with a student that I've taught outside of school. Thanks for the idea, Tom. I've got one in particular that really stands out to me. I worked at a high school back in Australia that was also in the area that I lived, and a lot of my social activities took place in that area. And so I would run into students all the time. They would be working at the supermarket, or in a couple of occasions, they were actually living like down the road from me. And I have always really enjoyed that. I first started teaching in a school in like a small country town, and so that's what I was used to. However, I did like it a bit less when this situation happened. Set the scene. I am in a bar with a friend of mine that I haven't seen in quite a while, and we're catching up, and it's about 11:30 p.m. and I see these two people walk into the bar, and I realize that one of them was a former student of mine who I know for a fact was 15, and he was carrying a full pint of beer, and then there was another girl behind him. And in Australia, our duty of care legislation means that even if we are outside of school, if we see students under our care in what could be identified as a dangerous situation, we're legally obligated to act. So I had to intervene there. I was required to by Australian law. Keep in mind also, the drinking age in Australia is 18, not the weird sort of 16-year-old one that we have here in Germany. And so I turned to my mate and I said, "Sorry, can you excuse me for 1 second?" And I got up, walked up to the student who was clearly on a date. He definitely had seen me when he walked in, and he walked in just very upright and was acting weird. I walked over and he looked at me. He was clearly on a date again. And I was just like, "Look, I'm sorry, you got to leave." And so the actual interaction was fine. Like, he didn't argue or anything. It was more just the fact that that could happen. And it, like, from that moment, I didn't meet my friends in that suburb ever again, really, just because of that, I guess, close miss. My most embarrassing story is not very embarrassing. So if any teachers that see this have got a story that beats me, please let me know in the comments.